Welcome to Fit to Be Real.
And a little extra.
We're talking about the human body's 2 brains.
What?
Carly has -1.
I was just going to say, I have 2?
That's what the gut is called. It's called our second brain. There's a brain-gut connection. There's like a pathway where they are connected.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think I know this word. It's connected.
And so the reason that it's even interesting to talk about it, besides the fact that it's very interesting to talk about, is what affects your gut affects your mental health. What affects your mental health affects your gut.
I agree.
I can't wait to hear everything you know about it without looking at a book or a phone.
I agree. I object.
We're getting right into it. I'm Victoria.
Hey guys, I'm Carly. Let's talk about the gut. Somebody suggested this to us and said, I have a suggestion.
We are doing very well.
And I liked the suggestion. What's up, Summer?
This is amazing. I'm so happy for you. Thank you for that insight, Summer. You're amazing. So yeah, I started looking into it. I've had, TMI here, but like I've always had digestive issues.
Always.
And I think I call them digestive issues, but I think it's like my microbiotic system is messed up. It's fascinating what's going on in our body that you don't, as a normal person who doesn't look into this stuff and just like knows that you need to eat to live and drink water to live and sleep. There's so much happening.
Well, I have so many people that I know, Andrew being one of them, my best friend Pat being another, that after they eat a specific food, they'll be like, oh, I don't know why I do that to myself because my stomach feels so bad afterwards. But I love pasta or like I love meatball sandwiches.
Oh, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah. And I'm always like, oh my God, stop. Just eat it and you're fine. You're fine.
You're very annoying.
I know. You know how empathetic I am.
All of that is true. All of that plays a part. You have to listen
Damn it.
to your body. But what's interesting is that I think we were born to not listen to our bodies. We're born to ignore our bodies. Like, what's the first thing that we can think of when it comes to dinner time? Finish your plate.
Finish your plate.
So already we're ignoring our hunger signals to the brain of like, hey, we're full. We're good. We don't need to keep going because we have to finish our plate, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now we watch screens and we do 7,000 million other things while we eat. And we're completely distracted. So we have no idea how it actually felt to eat said, food item.
And also, you just eat what's put in front of you. Obviously, children do that. Eat what's put in front of you. However, some things might not be agreeable to your gut that might be to your sibling. So there's all of that stuff. Like things that are fine for me are not fine for you.
Exactly. So that's another thing that I wrote down from all of this. You can't change your genetics, but you can change your microbiomes. And we're going to talk about what that is, but you can change your gut health. You can change how your body processes things and in turn change the chemical things that are happening in your brain and your mental health.
Is that like you can't pick your family, but you can pick your chosen family?
Yes. Like if depression, severe depression is in our genetics or our family bloodline, you can't decide all of a sudden to be born into a different family, but you can change what's happening in your gut to either lessen the severity of depression and or completely eradicate it.
I was making a joke, but that was actually very insightful. Go me.
Yeah. Where am I getting all this information? I'm so happy that you asked. It's called Hack Your Health, The Secrets of Your Gut. It's a documentary on Netflix.
Hack Your Health.
I immediately started taking notes. I restarted it after 5 minutes and started taking notes. And I was like, this is what we're going to talk about because it's so fascinating. So
you're an odd duck.
You should always shut up. should always, one of the first things that they said is you should always pay attention to our language. And
What?
I was like, yeah. I was like, what does that mean?
Like cursing?
No.
Oh.
I would like to curse at you right now. But no. He was like, when we're disappointed, we're gutted.
Hold on. When we're disappointed, we're gutted.
Or
it
like
like
if
guts you.
Yeah, if something bad
Punch
happens.
you in the gut or...
Punch you in the gut is not a good thing.
Right.
And like, oh, it felt like I got punched in the gut
Yeah.
when something bad happens or someone says something mean to you. If you're brave, you're gutsy. You got guts.
Yes, you're right. You're gutsy.
If you're nervous, there's butterflies in your stomach. Because it's such a central part of how we're made up. And that brain-gut connection is so strong that our language mimics it. And I don't pay attention to that. He said that and I was like, why do I feel like that's the most brilliant thing I've ever heard in my life?
I mean, it's true. You don't think about it until somebody says it. I would never have thought of that.
I know. But I say it all the time. Oh, you got guts.
Yeah.
Or
do you say that to me?
No.
No. Yeah, I didn't think so. I've never heard that before.
I say, I would like to gut you. Still part of the language. Right now, somewhere, Carmela is shaking her head and very upset at me.
Mom is so upset.
That I said you only have a negative brain.
Right. Oh my God. And that was 10 minutes ago.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, our brain, which I think give a little, yes, it deserves a lot of credit, but I think we decide our brain is the deciding factor for everything. And what this documentary, and then of course I went into, some articles and research stuff, but what the documentary was saying was that it is possible. They're doing all these studies of trying to really figure out the ecosystem of our
bodies,
gut. Yes, but mainly the prebiotics, probiotics, and we're going to talk about all of that.
Oh, good.
Things that we think we know, but we don't know.
Right.
Like, that that's healthy, but you have no idea what it is.
I'm actually doing that right now. I'm drinking a probiotic every day. And I'm like, I don't know why. I'm not sure if this is working. Should I be doing this? But it seems like I should be.
Exactly. And I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
And
I've heard this is what you should do.
Yeah. And you need to be doing this and make sure it has 4,000 million quadrillion live bacteria. And
Yeah.
Why? What does that mean? But we decide that our brain makes all these decisions, and what these studies are showing, or what they're trying to figure out, is that it's very possible that these bacteria, and think of that commercial. What's the commercial? Is it Mucinex with the little green guy?
Yeah, Mucinex.
So that's for mucus, right? But think of the little bacteria, the microbiomes, the microbiotics I'm talking about are these little creatures.
Okay.
Right? They're live in our gut, in our system, in our intestines, our colon, everything. And they call the shots. So they decide that we're hungry for chocolate.
What?
These studies are showing that it's very possible. The more sugar you eat, the more you create sugar-loving bugs in your body.
I like the way you're
salt.
describing this, because this makes sense.
This is what they said. None of this is me. None of this is me. The more you eat salt, the more you create salt-loving bugs that are very possibly what's telling your brain that you want something. That's a craving for you.
I am going to back that up by I stopped eating sugar for 7 to 9 months. And the first 2 weeks were hard. But after my body adjusted to no sugar, I no longer craved it. And I was like, I don't want it.
Well, because you changed the microbiomes in your gut, which is what we're going to basically ask you all to do and think about, is to change what's happening by changing what you take in. So diet change for 9 to 12 months is what will change your gut environment. So it's exactly what you just said.
It's exactly what happened.
And it takes that long to fully change the environment in there, where eating a burger again isn't going to destroy you.
Right.
So where it would really have affected your body, which you didn't really even know it was affecting your body.
I didn't.
Now when you eat it, because it's not your regular intake, it won't bother you so much. If let's pretend that a burger was something that bothered you before.
I mean,
do you know what I mean?
I could eat an enormous blue burger like nobody's business and feel horrendous afterwards. But I did it anyway.
Right. So there's things in there that your body didn't agree with. And now if you had one, it would just be like, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I feel like I'm all over the place because there's so many things that I want to say, but going back to listening to our bodies, one of the big parts of this conversation is truly, and we've said it a million times in many different episodes before, but mindful eating. Noticing what you're eating, paying attention to what you're eating, because 2 hours after is when your body's going to tell you whether it liked it, whether it was bothered by it, or any other type of conversation.
It's interesting that you said that because your body might not be able to tell you you're full until a little bit later. It happens to me every day at lunch. I'm starving. I eat my lunch, and then immediately I want something that's sugar because I'm like, oh, I'm not full yet. And then afterwards, I'm like, oh my gosh, I am stuffed. I didn't need to be stuffed.
Right.
I was full after lunch. I
Right.
didn't need anything else, but I didn't wait. I was just like, I'm going to eat it right after, and then completely full and don't feel good. And I literally, it's the definition of insanity. I do it every single day.
And so that's what that study I was talking about was trying to figure out, that after you eat your lunch where you're completely satiated or full, let's say it hasn't decided what it is yet, the little bug that's the dessert bug wearing the tutu because it's time for some fun food is going over to the computer and pressing my turn, my turn, my turn, versus your brain actually wanting something.
Right.
Because you've created that conditioning, just like we condition ourselves to go to the gym every day and we condition ourselves to do our morning routine or our nighttime routine. You've conditioned the dessert bug in your microbiome to tell you that you want a piece of chocolate.
And when I changed that for 7 to 9 months, that never happened.
That bug dances away.
I never felt that need of being like, I'm still hungry.
Right.
I never felt that.
Right. So
I'm today years old. And I went through this already.
And I think that's exactly what that's what it means to be mindful eating. Like when you've made fun of it before.
I make fun of it. I'm going to make fun of it today.
But that's what mindful eating is that eat what you had, the healthy items that you've given yourself to eat at a meal, and then walk away for 2 hours and then listen to what your body's telling you about it. Because it could be, hey, you didn't eat enough. You got to eat a little bit more. Or it's, I'm good.
Can I tell you, in Spain, Italy, in Europe, that's their dinners take hours.
Yeah.
Because they don't eat it all at once. And then they sit and they talk and they take their time. They don't eat as much as we do because their body is telling them we're not hungry because we're taking our time.
Yep. And they eat very similarly. And that's a general statement, but similarly to how our ancestors ate versus what the 60% of the world is eating processed food.
Yeah.
So they're eating the same foods that created the microbiotic system of who we are as humans now, because that's what they used to eat many, 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 many years ago, and not eating as much processed, excuse my French, crap, which completely creates bad bugs in our system. And that creates depression, anxiety, IBS, immune system issues, cancer. I mean, the list is like insane. And it's directly affected to the food. So that's the connection to the brain and the gut is that. Yes, what you take in, we said it before, what you take in and what you eat. If you're going to eat a bunch of, McDonald's and fast food, you start to not feel great about yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a fact. However, it quite literally is at the chemical fact. You're changing how your brain processes chemicals. So now you're a negative person and now you're not happy because you're literally not happy.
Yeah.
So it's not
That's
just
really
like a mood. It is interesting. That's why we're going to talk about it today. The gut pathway
connection
is how you take food and where does it go, right? So it goes in your mouth, starts in your mouth.
Well, that I understand.
Cool. Then to the esophagus.
Okay, I'm still with you.
When you eat that blue burger too fast and it gets stuck.
Yes,
that's
every time because I'm like, oh, this is so good.
Then it goes to the stomach. And the stomach's not, I always think like, oh, it's in my stomach. Like it's the last process I made it. No, it's the first one. Goes to the stomach. And from the stomach, it goes to the small intestine. And from the small intestine, I'm losing you, but stay with me.
Can you see it in my eyes?
Yeah, you should see your face. From the small intestine, it goes to the large intestine, which is the colon.
Okay.
And then from the colon, it goes to the butthole.
Okay. You brought me back. I'm back.
That's literally what they said. So I thought it was appropriate to say 'cause that's what the scientists said.
Mom's
So,
going, oh, Victoria.
listen, we all have one. Okay. That's the track. And it's not a straight line.
No, I've seen intestines.
Yeah. It's not. Have you?
I mean,
Oh, wow. That was really fast from confident to completely uncomfortable.
I did not have the guts.
That's amazing.
It was not gutsy.
It's not a straight line, like not life is a straight line, right? So when it's going through all these things, the intestines are so long.
Yeah.
The fact that we have a pathway that's like miles long, it feels like.
Stomach.
It's wild. Our stomach is sideways, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So think of a kidney bean
Yeah.
tilted to one side.
Okay.
At the top of that kidney bean, like the round edge of the top, is an air bubble. So that's when we have like, oh, I just have air. Like we can feel that. We physically can feel that. We use different vocabulary to how to describe it. But that air bubble is also a big direct effect of our gut little bugs. This is kind of a side note, but if you feel like, you're gassy or that bubble needs to be popped and you can feel that, you lay on your left side.
Okay.
Because it tilts the kidney bean and it allows it to flow through.
Oh, wow.
I sleep on my left side because it allows anything that like all the fluids, all the gases, everything to flow through the body.
I don't.
And not get stuck so that you wake up and you don't feel now, it's not good for your shoulder to do that. But just know, like if you're feeling upset stomachically, you lay down on your side.
Did you learn that at the documentary?
Stomachically, yeah.
Stomachically.
Mm.
To see fit original. Fit to be real original.
Yeah.
I sleep on my right side because that's where my TV is.
So your kidney bean is just holding fluid.
Okay.
It's not being able to release, or the gas isn't being able to release. And I don't actually just mean like gas, like we know gas to be, but it doesn't have to be passing gas. It's just like our bodies are made up of gas,
I want to giggle. You said passing gas.
Oh my God. You're what's problem with the world, because we all have this like weird, don't talk about gas, don't talk about poop, don't talk about.
You come to my house and you go talk to the kids. You can talk about it all you want because it's all they want to talk about.
But I don't want to talk about it, but like we're all embarrassed by it. Everybody is feels shame when it comes to like how our stomachs feel.
Yeah.
We all feel shame about it. And this documentary was cool because they were like, let's talk about poop.
Like, get over it.
And it's basically get over it. Because if you don't know what's going on, you're creating the problem. And we all have a digestive problem because we're doing all of the wrong things.
Yeah.
You know
I mean, I never put that together. Like, I think that's very clear. I'm not it's pretty obvious. Cool. But you never really try and fix the problem. Like, when you like, just like Andrew and Pat, oh, that really bothers my stomach. I don't know why I do that. But you keep doing it because you're not figuring out the problem.
Yeah.
Like, it's not bad enough to be like, I got to go to the doctor and figure this out. It's just like annoying.
Unless you have the syndromes and the conditions like Crohn's disease.
Right. But that's specific. Like, this is just like gut.
That's all gut related. Like, it's all microbiome related. Those conditions and symptoms. You can create that. Like, you can make them bad if you don't
take care of it.
Yes.
Okay.
Dismiss me again.
Sorry, let's talk about more of the stomachly.
Okay, stomachly. This is another fascinating thing. And we're going to get into the prebiotics, probiotics, what you should eat, what you shouldn't eat stuff. But you got to know the basics, right? But so this is interesting. 99% of our body is microbial, like these little bugs that we're talking about, right? But we're born without microbes. We're born without these bugs.
So we create them.
We create them in birth. And it's different between a regular birth or a C-section birth.
Nuh-uh.
Yes. And I would never have thought about that. I'm sure doctors are like, you guys are idiots. Like,
I know.
Everybody knows this. No.
Aging Dr. Justin.
People like us do not know this. We create microbes in birth. So you come out of the canal and your mother's microbes are what's all over you
Oh my God, stop.
because it's closest to the fecal,
Even I'm grossed
right?
out. Yeah.
So, but that's how you first get them, and you need them. We cannot live without microbes.
them.
We cannot live without them. We can't digest on our own. So if you don't have any, you're not alive.
Yeah.
Like, you need them, but we're born without them. So C-section babies are very different because they don't get to go through that pathway.
Mm-hmm.
And so they get them in different ways, and it already creates a difference in how people are made
In gut health.
in humans,
Yeah.
like at the basic level.
Jeez.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I did not know that.
I don't want to think about that.
I mean, you were there when Dean was born. Did you see any microbes?
I was at the other side because for a brief second I saw hair and I almost died. I almost died. Like, I almost jumped out the window.
You and Andrew both.
So the gut bacteria that we have, which I think it's more fun to think like there's the dessert bacteria wearing little tutus. There's bad bacteria, and they're in like Harry Potter garb.
They have mustaches.
And they have mustaches. And then there's good bacteria, and they're like super hippy dippy running through the fields, right?
Oh God. With sunflowers. Okay.
Yes. The importance of fiber is what keeps them alive.
Okay.
So like we have to take in fiber
Ooh.
to keep that environment of little gut bugs properly working. And according to like a lot of books and like a lot of what you'll hear online, or I don't know if influencers are actually giving you like certain grams you're supposed to be eating a day, but don't listen to anybody.
Listen to us.
Listen to me right now. It's around like 20 to 30 grams of fiber a day. It's upwards towards 50
Okay.
is what I'm reading. It's upwards towards 50, which is a lot more than you think.
I wonder if it's a lot more than we're eating.
Oh my God.
In general.
I think so, but there's a lot of ways you can get it in. So we're going to talk about that. But
so many things still left to talk about.
we didn't even scratch the surface. We're not even through the canal. So fiber digests in the body, and it should be smooth. Like, it should be an easy process. And so when we don't feel well, we can feel that, like, us not feeling good in our tummies is usually like fiber's not having a good time.
Okay.
Or we don't have enough fiber in the system. If you don't feed the bacteria, if you don't feed those little party bugs with fiber, it creates a really bad relationship in the body. So I'm gonna dumb this down the way the documentary dumbed it down, and I was like, whoa, this makes sense. So there's the gut bugs. Okay. And then all of our organs and of the lining of the stomach and the intestines and all that, it's all lined with mucus. So there's the mucus bugs.
Yeah.
And those are like the Mucinex guys.
Okay.
But they're happy.
Yeah, they're not miserable.
They're not miserable.
They're happy mucus.
And the gut bugs and the mucus lining, they have a really good relationship. It's friendly, but they know their boundaries.
They're different, but they still get along.
Yeah. They're neighbors with a good fence.
Got it.
They'll party, but like
they know when it's
in bed
time.
by 9.
Got it.
So when we don't feed the gut bugs at the party, they get really hungry and they start eating the mucus lining.
Oh, that's so horrible.
Right. And it starts to really ruin the relationship.
Ruins the party.
Believe it or not. And what that does is that if it eliminates the mucus barrier, the bacteria starts to go in places that it's not supposed to go, because that's the whole point of the mucus barrier.
And a riot happens.
And a whole riot happens in the body, and it brings out the guards, which is the immune system.
Okay.
Because they go on defense mode and they start fighting back. So now this whole, block party attack is what creates IBS, anxiety, depression, immune problems, cancer. The list goes on. All of that is just because you're not putting the right foods in your body.
Damn it.
Yeah.
You can avoid all of that?
Yes.
In your stomachly? Jeez.
Ooh. The more diverse your diet is, the better. Like, if you eat the same thing and only these 4 items, like you don't have a wide variety of things that you like, quote unquote, like, or just because it's not in your, daily routine, you're doing yourself
a disservice. Yeah.
And it should be a wide array of foods, but of course from a a specific list of foods.
Yeah, that's why it's not great when your kids are like, I only eat chicken fingers and french fries and pizza and no, no this, they don't eat that. Like, no, they need to eat all of the foods.
And at that young age, it's really important to start creating the correct microbiomes in your body. So we start that young.
Yeah.
Where we allow it. I mean, I don't have a picky eater in my life. I know it's really hard as a mom to have a picky eater.
I don't have picky eaters. They eat what's put in front of them, but it's my fault. I put bad things in front of them a lot of the time when we're on the go and hustling. So,
yeah.
But I also do not have picky eaters, so I don't know what that's like.
Which is a thing. So like no judgment here. Do what you need to do. It's just know the science behind what's going on. Right. So maybe, I mean, that's why I don't know if you hear this a lot now, but like the processed foods and all the things that our kids now eating, they're creating more ADHD. It's creating more autism.
They're just eating chemicals. They're not eating food.
Exactly. And there's so many people that are like, oh, that's all foo-foo. Like that's
foo-foo.
Foo-foo-boo-boo. That's all, no,
it's
conspiracy, all that stuff. It's so factual.
Yeah.
It's not even funny.
I know. I got to work on that. That's like my conscious decision this summer is to get my kids to eat healthier because I eat healthy.
They eat healthy meals. They just snack.
They're snackers. Yeah.
Their meals are great.
But I buy it. It's in the house. If it wasn't in the house, they'd have no chance to eat it.
There's some good stuff in there. It's just if it's every day, then it's not good at all.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah. It's good to be diverse inside and out of the body.
I don't like how you said that. So there's one thing one of the scientists in the documentary said, and she said you have to follow the ABCs. Always be counting.
Always be counting.
Not what?
I don't know. I took off the G.
You did.
I said, always be counting.
No, we heard it.
Okay.
We actually heard it loud and clear. Can you say it again?
Always be counting.
Good.
That is a special skill. I can repeat the same way over and over. Always be counting.
Is it special skill? Is it? It's special. So you're not counting calories. You're counting fruits and vegetables. And when you were like, I don't even think we're eating enough of the fiber of the right fruits and 20 to 30 a week.
Okay.
20 to 30. Think about apples. Right. How many apples do you eat in a week?
I'm not a fan of apples. So I eat grapes.
Can you be a little less specific here?
Yeah, no, I could never eat that in a week.
Oh my God. 20 to 30, and it's between fruits and vegetables. So yes, you're having a salad at lunch. That's amazing. Yes, you have a side of greens or like green beans at dinner, and maybe there's some spinach in your eggs. That's not even close to 20 if you do that 7 days a week.
Yeah.
So it's all the in-between stuff, and the portions, like the majority of what we should be eating should be vegetables and fruits. Well, for all of the microbiomes we're talking about.
For your plate, it should be just a little bit of protein, a little bit of carbs, and mostly fruits or vegetables for like a dinner.
Yeah.
Like mostly. If you want to take a plate and cut it into like dimensions, most of it should be vegetables.
Yep.
And that's what fills you up anyway.
Yeah.
Boom. Always be counting. I should go.
So that's the basics.
Yeah, try and come back from that.
Go ahead. Really hard, actually. I was like, how can I make this into a nice segue? Not one option was available to me.
Well, let's make a pathway. A connection, if you will. Do you hate me?
No, because Mom is yelling at me right now. But guess what? Mom, she's making herself sound like this all on her own. I'm just here.
Always be counting.
So what you eat today, think about, whenever you're listening to this episode, what have you eaten today so far? What is still on the list of things that are going to happen for the rest of the meals in your day today? It impacts your microbiome 24 hours later.
Ooh. Okay.
So that doesn't mean like there's nothing you can do in that 24 hours to change what you ate. It's not like you can eat something today and then within the 24 hours, I'm going to counterbalance that. No, it's just, it affects it 24 hours later because it has to, that's the process in the system.
Right. We say it all the time. Your body goes through a process. It is not a machine.
Yeah.
Like it goes through a process. It's not a robot. It's not AI. Like it has to go through a process.
No way.
I should have just said it once.
Well, you're a good three and done.
Third time's a charm.
Always 3 times.
Always be counting.
So now that we know all of that, and hopefully that was in a direct enough way where it makes sense to you as well, because when I get really excited about something, it's really hard for me to keep a straight line of like information. And I want to watch the documentary again because it was just so like, what else can I do? This seems so easy to change the block party in my stomach. But I can easily change it.
Don't you feel like that is, I mean, this is going to get deep for a second, just life. Like, it's not that hard. You just have to know, and like, just like with your body, like you just have to research it and dive a little deeper to figure it out. So we don't live with these issues year after year after year with doing nothing about it.
Right.
Like you just have to, it's easy. You eat healthy and your body will feel healthy. Your mind will feel healthy. Now, some people, like, what if your body does not do well with broccoli and Brussels sprouts?
Right.
Like, that's what you have to figure out.
Exactly. So that's where the mindful eating comes into play. You can also do a quiz or a test, I should say, where they'll send you stuff you have to send back.
Oh, I've been trying to
sample and stuff like that.
I've been trying to give you that for years.
Yes. Well, because Andrew gave it to you because you should do it for years.
I don't want it. So I want you to have it.
But that'll tell you this specific test, and I'm going to link the website to our show notes like usual. You'll get the results of like what bugs you have and what you're missing.
What you need more of.
What you need more of, and what food you can eat to provide that and support that, and what you probably need to get rid of because it really does bother you and you're not paying attention to it. So there are ways to literally get down to the nitty gritty of it. And that brings us into the biotics, pre and pro. Okay.
I'm excited about this because I've been drinking probiotics all week and I don't know what I'm doing.
What are you drinking?
A probiotic drink. I gave it to you last week.
Oh. No, I actually think that's good. It's a little bit like kombucha. It's spicy. I like to call it spicy. It's fermented stuff. It's got kefir in it. Those are all good. And we're going to talk about why that's good. But probiotics can also come from supplements. Like if you go to a vitamin shop or a GNC, you can literally buy a bottle of probiotics. But that is what I was saying before. I've done that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, can you direct me to the bottle with the 4 million bajillion live bacteria?
Yeah.
And like, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I just saw it online once. The supplements aren't meant to like hold a residence in our gut or at the block party. They're not meant to buy a house and be there permanently because our body can't create them. We have to take them in. And a good way that the documentary described it, this is not mine, but it was a good way that I understood it too. Taking in probiotics in like supplement form, it's like throwing a plant in the jungle and hoping it's going to grow and then help the Amazon. Like, okay.
Like don't plant it. Don't do anything.
Nope,
just like
throw
chuck it in there and just
don't cultivate it. Just
hope it does something.
Hope for the best and hope that it changes. It helps the Amazon and it helps it not have forest fires and like, no, right?
No.
Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes a lot of sense. I do that like every day in life.
You throw things?
I throw things and just say, I hope for the best.
I know. Well, I think a lot of ways that's helpful, but not like this. The way that we need to do it is to take in the proper foods. That's what like they literally said, throw the pills out.
Yeah.
Like it's not it. And it's because a high quality and diverse diet and plant fibers, which are all prebiotics is the only way that's going to boost your mood, help your system, literally keep your body healthy, and ward off anxiety, depression, horrible, diseases and symptoms. So a prebiotic provides the food to the block party.
Okay.
It's the caterer.
Yes, the caterer.
Yeah.
Everybody loves a caterer.
Yes. So that's a prebiotic. It's the food for the bugs.
Okay.
And prebiotics are asparagus, onions, leeks, garlic, bananas. Like it's normal foods, right? Chicory root, that's not so normal.
Stop it.
I think it's normal for a lot of people.
That's not real.
Chickpeas, lentils. Prebiotics that we know are like mushrooms, barley, oats, whole grains, They are what feed the party.
Okay.
So it's a very kind of boring party.
No, I like that kind of party.
But you can make it, like chickpeas are like real good, right?
Yeah. Especially in the air fryer. Have you ever put chickpeas? Whoa, 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 whoa. Have you ever put chickpeas in the air fryer?
Our teacher, Julia Finio, who did our episode on weddings, just gave me a whole container of her air fried chickpeas, and she put.
Sorry, what?
Chickpeas.
Sorry, we had kombucha. We always be counting.
Always be counting our mess ups. She gave me a whole jar of them because she puts like the best seasoning. It's like cayenne pepper and salt and pepper. Like it's nothing crazy.
Such a good snack.
And they were crunchy.
Yes, and I love crunch. It's like potato chips, but like you're just popping them in. Yeah, I love that.
Yep, that's why I like kale chips.
Hey, Jewel, I don't recall getting that on my desk, but I don't know. I'll have to check again later.
Maybe you should have a longer conversation with her then. Why aren't you in class?
Oh, you hurt your foot?
I got your back. I got your back, Joel. Okay, so that's prebiotics. They feed the bugs. Probiotics are what populate the bugs.
Okay. Ooh.
Like they populate the gut. And they're live.
They deep dove.
They deep dove. They are live bacteria that are found in fermented foods to help improve the gut and stuff. So that's the kefir that you're talking about. It's yogurt.
Yes.
The word live kind of gets me a little weird.
Right? I don't like that. It reminds me of like little maggots in your body, which is basically what these little bugs are. And now I'm not liking it.
But they're so small, you can't even see them. So it's not like there's actual things walking around. It's just a good way to describe it.
Okay.
And
I mean, when you put a tutu on a maggot, it looks a little better.
We don't have maggots in our system. Do not listen to her. That is not what it is. No. Probiotic, what?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Probiotics populate the party.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody wants to come to the party. So that's a good thing.
Yes, it's the live music.
Okay.
It's the live event. Okay. Right? It's live yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, which I've never had, but I really want to try. It's Asian. What? Why are you laughing at me like that?
Sounds like a name.
Kimchi?
Yeah.
Okay. Miso.
Another name.
Miso kimchi. Aged cheddar, Parmesan, and Swiss. They're the only 3 cheeses.
Wow.
That are probiotics.
Okay.
I don't know what the other cheeses are, but they're not probiotics.
Like probiotics are popular. That's how I'm going to think of it.
Okay. Happy for you.
Okay, thank you.
And then the last part of what you need to be taking in is the fiber-rich foods.
Okay.
And they pair with all the prebiotics and the probiotics.
They link up.
They link up at the party.
At the party. This is like every day you've got a singles who want to mingle in your stomach and you're trying to pair them up.
Yes.
And everybody should have a pair.
Yes.
I got it.
Yep. Okay. So fiber is basically every vegetable and fruit you could possibly think of. Green peas, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, sweet corn, carrots, avocado, raspberries, strawberries, the skin of an apple. You don't like apples?
I like Granny Smith.
Ew.
The green sour ones. If it's not sour, I cannot eat an apple.
Ew, no.
I know.
No. Coconut, kimchi, also fiber-rich food.
My girl.
Whole wheat spaghetti. It doesn't have to just be vegetables. Rye flour, if you're making like breads and stuff. What's up, Jackie? Make some rye.
You know our addresses.
Bulgur wheat. Coffee.
Yes, I'm all over that one.
Smoothies, vegetable juices, like actual vegetable juices, not, what you're going to feed your kids. There's not actual fruit in any of those things. Just know that. It's just sugar.
Don't tell Dean.
It's just sugar. Peanuts, chickpeas, and the list goes on. The list goes on for the fiber. So that is an easy way, and a way that you don't even know that you're already probably taking fiber in.
But not enough.
Yeah. So up to 50 grams, at the higher part of 50 grams is what the fiber intake should be, and 20 to 30 servings of vegetables and fruits.
A week. That is insane.
A week.
That is one hop-in block party that you should be having in your stomach, and I feel like I'm more of the Catalina wine mixer.
Oh, Oh.
in my stomach. Not so much the singles mixer that we're matching up, but the Catalina wine mixer. I'm going to do less of that this summer.
Oh my God. So the Catalina wine mixer in the stomach has more of the bad bacteria, the bad bugs.
Yeah.
They have the foods that you're eating that like bother you, but you can't stop eating them.
Yeah.
Those are the bad bugs and they kind of ruin the party.
Yeah. I mean, wine always does.
Exactly. Right. Well, wine, alcohol is not, that's a different party and that's a different, we're going to talk about that as well. But that party with the bad bugs can overpower all the good.
Oh, yeah.
And you have good in there with the healthier stuff that you're eating. But if you're bringing in processed foods, you know, ready-made dinners, sauces, like stuff that aren't cultivated in your kitchen or in a healthy restaurant,
it's like chemically induced,
it's processed, then the party is not going to be the top of the charts.
No matches will be made.
And I just think that the interesting part of all this is how it connects to the brain. Like all of that's well and good to keep your body functioning and feeling better. And with that, remember the bacteria eating the mucus lining and then the immune system coming to defend it, that creates inflammation. And that's the puffiness in the skin. Let's say it's not like a really bad IBS is what you're going to get from it, but you're constantly puffy.
Yeah.
And what all of that does is raise your stress levels and your stress hormones, which channel up to the brain, and that's your cortisol levels.
Which I have been doing the thing you suggested, the coconut water, the little bit of Himalayan pink salt and lemon every single morning, first thing before coffee. And that is a big change for me because usually I just wouldn't do it at all, or I do it like after my coffee. I've been doing it every single morning.
How long?
I feel like 2 weeks. I feel like my skin is a lot clearer.
It is.
Like, don't you feel like
that yesterday?
I feel like my skin is getting clearer.
I do feel that for you.
Thank you.
I'm not doing it. So I don't feel anything. I'm not drinking it.
It's one of the few things I've actually been like, I want to try this and see if I can actually do it. And I've been doing it and now it's become a habit. And
continue.
I'm like, oh, my skin is getting clearer.
Keep going and continue because all of this takes time. It's, 21 days to create a habit or to break a habit, 9 to 12 months to fully change these block parties in our stomach.
People don't understand. That's months. That's not days. That's not weeks. That's months. So it's a long time.
2 weeks is good. But keep going because then I'm going to ask Andrew what the answer is, if it's actually helping you.
Be a happier person.
No, just release your stress, cortisol, hormones. But I have noticed your skin yesterday and I meant to tell you about it.
But you didn't.
I barely saw you.
Yeah, well.
I saw you from afar and I didn't see the craters.
Well, that's good.
But that is a big factor of all that too. So I don't want to get too much into this because it's like
hippy dippy.
No, it really is convoluted. But there's this thing now, not now, but they're looking into it more. It's happened in one specific study. It's called a fecal microbiome transplant.
What?
I know. And really all it is
You lost me at fecal, but go ahead.
Transplanting somebody else's microbiomes in a capsule that you can take. Swallowing basically their poop to change what's happening in yours.
You totally lost me.
And as much as that sounds really gross, if you have a horrible, horrible disease that has completely impacted some of the people in this documentary have major issues that they're like, I've just lived this, just how I've been living. I've been trying my whole life to change it. It is what it is, but it's not. It's not. It is what it is. And one of them has done a fecal transplant and she has been taking it and she can eat foods now.
I wonder if that might be a Crohn's disease helper.
One is for 90% cure rate is for C. diff. You ever hear of C. diff?
No.
Okay, well, we're not going to get into that because that's a whole different episode, but it's a disease. It's horrible. And the fecal transplant, 90% cure rate for that.
Wow, that's crazy.
Because what it does, they're looking into seeing if it can help Parkinson's. And they're looking into it to see if it can help severe anxiety and severe depression. So what they've found is that in the block party, if I have Parkinson's, my block party is comprised of certain participants, but it also doesn't have certain participants.
Right.
So if I do this fecal transplant, I'm getting the participants that I don't have, and it lessens my symptoms.
Oh, wow.
And it lessens my disease. So it's the same for depression and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's not, they're figuring it out.
Yeah, they're figuring it out.
None of this is go out and do it now if you know somebody who has it and do all these things. They're discovering that all of this is way deeper than they know.
Right. That's great. If you can get past the first word. I know. I truly stand by
But that's what it is. That's why the pathway goes out the butthole.
Yeah.
Okay?
Love that pathway for you.
But I just think that, God, I was like, whoa, that's a cancer curing thing.
Yeah.
And it's just from changing something you're taking in or adding, and not necessarily eliminating something you're doing, but adding a bacteria that you can't get in there on your own.
And it all comes from the microbiomes that you're born with.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But then
continue to
right. That's what I was gonna say. Go ahead.
Harbor.
Right.
You know, like if we're all healthy until we're not.
Right. Just like you said, you can't change your genetics, but you can change change isn't the right word. You can
change your microbiome.
Your microbiome, that's what I mean.
You can change it by eating completely different things. And sometimes, like, I think they even suggested you don't have to take that test. You don't have to send in a sample and figure out what you have. It's a process of elimination of just starting to eat better and starting to eat more probiotics and prebiotics, not taking the supplements, adding so much more fiber into your life, and then seeing the difference there, because it takes however long to do that, right? 9 to 12 months to fully change the environment and change streets of the block party. It takes 9 to 12 months to travel to a new street.
I love the block party example because 1, I understand it, and 2, I understand it.
But yeah, so that's the connection, the gut-brain connection. It is just so crucial for our mood. Like, yes, eat better foods, you'll feel better. Maybe you'll lose weight, maybe not, but you'll feel better. It's because of how the nervous system is channeled and linked to the gut.
That's just, you always say like, I know that, but you don't really know. You really have to do your own research more than this podcast or however long this podcast is today. You have to do your own research. Like you have to go deeper into it because this is like base level. Like Victoria's literally doing it so that I understand. And then you have to go figure it out for yourself.
I mean, this is all, no, it was definitely for me.
Yeah. Oh, thought it was for me.
Well, the documentary is amazing. You really should watch it. They do it in a way that, where do you think I got the tutu on the thing? They have cartoons to show you how the system works and like how the bad look and how the good look and what it is. And it's truly like listen, this is a transparent podcast, okay? We talk about everything. We are just like you. You are just like us. We're all awkward.
Mm-hmm.
We're all uncomfortable. We're all embarrassed. Look at your poop.
Thought you were going to say something way worse than that. No. That was a big lead up.
Look at your poop. There is, if you look up, I think you type in like the poop scale online, and it looks from like 1 to 10 of the look of what should be.
Yeah.
What it should look like. And it'll tell you how healthy or how unhealthy you are. And then I think it'll tell you what you need more of. And usually you just need more fiber.
Yeah.
But we're not going to get into all that. But you should really look at it, because if you don't know, you don't even know how unhealthy you are.
I know.
And that's what it is.
And you know what? When you don't feel good, you don't feel good. It is the worst feeling to just, and you can feel it right in your gut, right in your stomach. And it goes all over. And I have felt that way before. I still feel that way sometimes when I am like go on a week of like not eating well or just like, going on vacation or whatever. When you don't feel good, nothing's going the right way
Yeah.
in any part of your life.
Yep.
And then when you start getting back on track and you start figuring it out with the good foods and your block party is like raging, what a difference it is.
Yeah.
From top to bottom, like inside out, like that party needs to be popping.
And I think that's why, like the language we were talking about, I think that's why your intuition's in your gut.
Oh, yeah.
And the fear is in the chest. The intuition's in your gut, where you're listening to things. You're listening to your body. It's almost like you have like these little bugs at the block party going, pay attention to this.
Yeah.
Hello, pay attention to this. But we ignore it because we've never listened to it.
Right.
We've just gone with the, good-looking brand label that looks fun and it's a cool cereal and we really want that versus like just eating the way they ate millions of years ago.
I know. You really should eat to fuel your body.
Yes.
Just sometimes it's boring and that's fine. And so when it's not boring, you really enjoy it. But sometimes it just has to be boring because you're eating to fuel your body.
I agree, but don't agree with that.
Listen,
it doesn't have to be boring.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
make anything
consistent.
taste good.
Oh, no, that's not what I mean. I mean, like, consistent.
Oh.
Like, sometimes you got to eat the same stuff every day for a little bit for it to work. Like, you're not going to try and get your gut better, but then on one day and then the next day be like, oh, but I was good yesterday, so I'm going to eat this McDonald's today. Like, you've got to be consistent and be boring a little bit.
You mean when I eat a salad, I shouldn't lose 20 pounds just because I ate the salad and then reward myself for it?
That's what I did for like 15 years.
We all think like that. I think there was a video going around. I think a lot of people are actually making these videos that have gone around, or at least they're coming up on my Instagram. And it's like a guy running from what I can visualize. And he's talking to the camera being like, yeah, I go to bed by 9. Yeah, I don't party every single weekend. I cut out alcohol from my life. I eat a very healthy lifestyle. Why am I the minority?
Yes.
Like, why am I being judged and made fun of for that when you're the most unhealthy person eating whatever you want to eat, feeling horrible, but you're the cool girl at school?
Well, on top of that, I've seen the memes or the videos saying the people drinking alcohol at the party are the one judging the people not drinking alcohol, but they're cool and you're not. And it's just like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Yeah. But I drink wine and I judge Victoria.
Oh my God. More people are concerned about what's in my cup than what's in theirs.
Oh, that's what I've seen too. I've seen memes that say that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, but it's true.
Yeah.
I've never been asked so many times why I'm not drinking.
I know. From me.
From everyone.
I'm kidding.
From everyone.
Yeah.
Truly, like strangers. If they were going to ask me at a restaurant or a bar, like the amount of concern people have for why we don't poison our bodies. And I even mean McDonald's, Taco Bell, like not just alcohol. I'm not going on a tangent. We get more judgment from not doing what's like socially in right now versus what's quote unquote hippy dippy.
I feel the same way about food. Like when I am at a party and somebody's like, "Oh, why aren't you eating that?" Well, I'm that's not what I eat. But then I get judged like, "Why can't you just splurge sometimes?" I'm like, "Whoa."
Cuz it's really a reflection of them feeling bad about what they're doing.
Right.
I mean, when you question me about your alcohol, it's because you're having a glass of wine.
No, I don't give you a hard time about not drinking. I always look at you and say, when I'm drinking wine, I go, "Man, I wish I could be more like you. Can I have another glass?"
And then I pour it. But it's so true. And I don't know why society is like that. I don't know why we accept it as easily as we do. Like people are so easy to be like, "Oh, okay, all right," or give in, or I don't know.
Some people are just trying to get their guts right, so leave them alone.
Yeah, you know what would shut them down? I'm just going to start talking about my butthole. I think that would shut
conversation over
any judgment because they'll just never want to talk to me again. That actually is a weight on a lot of levels.
Can I just stand behind you and like listen? I will laugh my hole off.
You couldn't say butt.
I know. I don't know why.
But you said hole?
I'm sorry. I don't know why I did that.
Doesn't even make sense.
Mom's rolling over in her chair. She's so mortified. In her armchair. She's rolling over in her armchair.
Because she's still alive.
Yeah.
Oh my God. In any case,
Well,
we hope you all create the best block party in your belly. I don't know how I feel about that sentence.
no, I love that.
block
We
party in
all
your
want a
belly?
rager in our belly.
But truly, your real tip, start mindfully eating. Because there's so much information just put out. Mindfully eat. That's all you have to do to start this. Eat your meal and take time to feel what it felt like to eat that meal. You don't have to journal about it. You can, but you don't have to make it this big, like, oh gosh, look, I'm so mindful. Just be like, hey, I don't know if my body agreed with that. Maybe I'll cut out that pasta because it bothered my stomach. Like Andrew can't eat pasta and he eats pasta all the time.
Yeah.
Start listening to what your body is telling you when you eat certain foods and see what happens when you start to adapt to that conversation.
And now for your real extra tip of the week. It's called Learn More About Your Stomachly. What does learn more about your stomachly mean? It means watch the documentary. Okay? Watch the documentary that Victoria's going to link because it's really important. You can listen to us all day long and learn words that do not exist. But watch it, understand it, and once you understand it, then research even more about it because there is so much out there that we don't even know.
Yeah.
You don't even know.
And the visual is so helpful. Like you're understanding what I'm reiterating about it, but if you had the visual of what I see in the documentary, you're gonna be like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. It's not even a question.
And I also have the time I'm sitting here visualizing in my head. If you're driving, if you're on a hot girl walk, if you're doing something and listening, it's not all comprehending. Sit, actually do the research, actually watch the documentary. What's it called?
It's called Hack Your Health, The Secrets of Your Gut, and it's on Netflix.
And try some of the things that they tell you. Try some of the things that Victoria told you. That is a lot of an extra tip, but you are all real extras and we know you can do it for your mind and your gut.
We have a bonus extra tip.
What?
Carly's going to watch the documentary.
Yes, me and my stomachly and my block party and my gut.
Yeah, you're going to. And next week, we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
And by talk, I mean we're going to say, hey, Carly, did you watch it? And you're going to tell us the truth.
Okay. Sounds like a plan,
So
Stan.
with that said,
actually, what I say to the kids is, sounds like a plan, Lee Stanley. I know. I don't know why.
in your stomachly?
In my stomachly. Stanley lives in my stomachly.
It's at his house at the block party.
Yeah.
He's unhealthy.
He's
not well.
He's the one that tells me to eat the candy after lunch.
He's a bad bug.
Stanley.
Remember, you are always fit to be real.
And always allowed to be a little extra. Always be counting.
For legal reasons, we have to tell you that this podcast is meant for entertainment and educational purposes only. We are not healthcare professionals. For all of your health, wellness, fitness, and self-care needs, please refer to the medical professional in your life. Your primary care physician, your therapist, a certified coach, whoever it may be. And then let us know what they say because I guarantee we need to know it too. Okay? Okay, bye.